Just wanted to remind everybody, in the meantime, we still have a few minutes left until the day of Erev Rosh Chodesh. There's a roy from the Rebbe said that Erev Rosh Chodesh, everybody should add on, especially in learning of Torah, Tefillah Tzedakah, and the Tzedakah, the Rebbe specified, it should be Matoiv Shel Gimel Sudas, Beis Sudas, or Matoiv Shel Gimel Sudas. So everybody has to give Tzedakah and the quality and the amount of Beis or Gimel Sudas. Okay, 1 minute. I'm going to unmute you. 1 minute. Okay, oh, Brand, open up your unmute. Okay. Okay, according to the Hero of the Rebbe, to learn the Hilchos Beis Abchira in the days of the 3 weeks, Bein HaMetzorim, we have today the honor to have a Shliach, Mechanech, asking Arav Chaim Brand to please give us an insight into the building of the Beis HaMikdash. And again, I just wanted to remind everybody, the hero from the Rebbe for Erev Rosh Chodesh, we still have another few minutes, that you should be Moisif, Torah, Tefillah, Tzedakah, and the Tzedakah should be the Hoitzois of Beis Sudas, Umat Toiv Gimel Sudas. So that is happen right now. Rabbi Brand, bevakasha.
Allow me to share the screen. Would you let me share screen?
What? We hear you.
Could you let me share a screen? Share screen.
Was sagst du? Rabbi Brand, please.
Okay. The Rambam in Hilchos Beis Abchira, Perik Vav Halacha Aleph and Daled, says the following: Hamikdash kuloi lo yahaya b'mishair elo b'ma leho. That the Mikdash was not in a flat surface, in a plain surface. It was going up with the mountains. Okay, with the mountains, it was going up level after level. And the Rambam goes into details to explain how exactly it worked when a person came in from the east side, from Shar Mizrachi of Har HaBayis. He goes the whole Chayil. The Chayil was before, it was the area in the Har HaBayis before Ezra. Same level, and from there it goes up 12 steps, and it goes up to Ezra's Noshim, and from Ezra's Noshim it goes up to Ezra's Yisrael, and from Ezra's Yisrael it goes up 1 step to Ezra's Koyanim, and from the Ezra's Koyanim it's still 12 steps to go to the Ulam. And from the Ulam, when you go into the Heichal, it's all already the same level. Okay, so we have Chayil, number 1 is the Chayil, then is Ezra's Noshim, Ezra's Yisrael, Ezra's Koyanim, and the Ulam. Means the Beis HaMikdash was 5 levels from the Chayil till the Ulam, from the Ulam all the way till the end of Kodesh HaKadoshim, was the same height, the same level. The Rambam is not a storybook. It's a halachas book. It's a book. Whatever the Rambam wrote has to do with halacha. So number 1, we have a question: why is the Rambam starting with negative, with shlilo? Mikdash lo yahaya b'mishair. It wasn't on a flat surface. It could have just go straight. Mikdash kulo yahaya b'ma leho. Why does he have to start to clarifying lo yahaya b'mishair? number one. Question number two is, why would it be think what the mind of Kemine if it was b'mishoir or b'maleh? Would be naturally, you know, when you build a house and it's a mountain and you can't flatten it. Those details. If you look earlier in Hilchos Abchira, we see that the Rambam compares the Beis Hamikdash to the Mishkan. And the tzivui of also the Mikdash that goes on the Mishkan, continues to go on to the Beis Hamikdash. And therefore, everything that applied in the Mishkan should apply by the Beis Hamikdash. As later on, the Rambam writes also that the same idea that was in the Mishkan. There was three sections: the Chatzar Oel Moed and the Azorah and the Heichal. So as by the Mikdash, it was the same idea. So therefore, the Rambam tries to compare everything to find the similarity between the Mikdash, and we come to a point that the Mikdash was different than the Mishkan. Because the Mishkan, wherever the Mishkan was, it was on a flat surface. From the Chatzar Mishkan till the Kodesh HaKadosh. So if we understand the Rambam's view, the Rambam Shita, that the Mikdash has to be compared to the Mishkan, so it should be on a flat surface, b'misha. So the Rambam number one clarifying, lo yehoya b'misha, that over here we find a difference between the Mikdash and the Mishkan. Lo yehoya b'misha as the Mishkan, it's b'maleh hahok. But now we have to understand why, if it has to be similar to the Mishkan, why is the Mikdash not similar to the Mishkan? And so the reason why was Chaluki Maderik, Chaluki Mekoimis, differences in the level in the Mishkan, in the Mikdash, is because has the Kedusha of this particular part was higher than the one before that. The Ezras Noshim was more Mekudesh than the Chayil, and the Ezras Yisrael was more Mekudesh than the Ezras Noshim, and the Ezras Kayanim was more than Ezras Yisrael. So therefore, the Dusha was going up. So therefore, it was indicated also on the ground that the part of this part of Beis Hamikdash was higher than the part before, because now, but why is it in the Mishkan it wasn't like that? If in the Mishkan and the Mikdash are similar, and we find a reason why in the Mikdash it is a different, and in the Mikdash it has to go higher because it's a higher level of Dusha. The same would apply by the Mishkan. And the Mishkan was also, Kodesh HaKadoshim was higher, it was holier than Kodesh. And Kodesh was holier than the Chatzar Mishkan. So why over there were no different levels on the ground, the same as in the Beis Hamikdash? So the point is that although they are similar, but there is a major difference in the Mishkan and the Mikdash. And the Mishkan, it says, every place that a point to have a Mishkan, but the Kedusha of the Mishkan was in the Klei Mishkan, and the walls of the Mishkan, the areas of the Mishkan, the Karsha Mishkan. But in the ground, it was Mamshech the Shechina down to this world, but not down to the ground. The ground of the Mishkan did not become Kodesh. Although there is a din in Soito that it's a likuva that we have to take the offer from a fat. The offer should be the Karka Mishkan. As we know, if we don't have offer in the Karka Mishkan, right, we have to bring offer and put it in the Mishkan and take it from there, because there is such such kind of Kedusha in the Karka Mishkan. But Lefisha, and it was not in the Karka. Yes, it was a Karka of the Mishkan, so it was Kodesh, it was holy, but not really. It was only because the Mishkan was there. And the moment they picked up the Mishkan, the Kedusha was not there anymore. We don't see that after the places that the Mishkan was there is any Kedusha in it still. Like in Har Sinai also. It says in Har Sinai, that after the Shechina went up from Har Sinai, there was no Kedusha in Har Sinai anymore. But in the Mikdash, as we know, and as the Rambam paskins, that we could be makriv korbanos in the Mikdash, even if the Mikdash is not there. Meaning that even if the Mikdash in our time they is destroyed, we could be makriv korbanos. The Shechina was shoyre over there for then and forever. Kitchel Shaito, and for later, even when it doesn't have a Mikdash. The Kedusha was nimshach in the Karka. Therefore, the Chalois of the Kedusha of the Mikdash was completely different than the Mishkan. So in the Mishkan was not, in the Mishkan, it was not Sonogeya. In the Mishkan, it was not Sonogeya. The levels of the ground, because the ground continued the same, because the Kedusha was not nimshach to be there to stay. Mashe Enke, when it came to the Beis HaMikdash, that we had to be mamshi, the Kedusha in the Karka over there was a difference. And every time, because the Karka has to become Kodesh, become holy. So as the Kedusha of the part of the Mikdash was higher, and therefore it was the Ma'ale and not in the Mikdash, not the Mishkan. Because different levels, and because the concept of the Mikdash is to be mamshich the Kedusha into the Gashmis Olam to stay there forever. But you might have a question from the other end. We see when it came to the Ulam and the Heichal and Kodesh HaKadoshim were the same level. The Chura, based on that, we know that the Kodesh HaKadoshim is the Kodesh HaKadoshim. So over there, the Mikdash should jump. If over there was 12 steps, 15 steps, or one step that's an Amor, 12, another 12 steps, come from Kodesh to Kodesh HaKadoshim, there was the Gilu Shechina, over there, Kodesh HaKadoshim. Why? Over there, we're going from Kodesh to Kodesh HaKadoshim was the same level. So the answer is because all the Kedushas till Kodesh HaKadoshim was Belfi Erech one to the other. But it came to Kodesh HaKadoshim, over there was the Gilui of Atmos Mehus, the way it was Nimna and noise. As we know, the Mokim Ma'orim, but the Sheina Minamido, it was a completely not to compare to the rest of the Beis Hamikdash. It was such a high jump, as such not in comparison to the other parts, that no difference of levels could indicate the difference of levels between the Kodesh and Kodesh HaKadosh. In such a place, in such a jump, we don't do indicate that no going higher in level could show you how high that level is. So we stay at the same level as before, because it's the level of Gilui atmosphere, and over there is no indication of any level. There's completely bitul, completely no place to show any difference of place, and therefore when they come into Kodesh HaKadoshim, over there it was b'shava the same level as Kodesh, to indicate that to come to the level of to the Gilui of Kodesh HaKadoshim, it's not that the person going up to a higher level. Over there you have to go not to a higher level. Over there the Kli, if you want to say, to the Gilui of the Shofar, it was no going higher in a level. It was even to the other level of the Kodesh, the level before, as the Rebbe explained the reason. So, but be zoiche to go in to the Beis Hamikdash from level to level to the Gilui of Shechina in the Kodesh HaKadoshim with Mashiach now. Amen. Shikoyach Rav Zalmanov for arranging all the shiurim, and with the Ruach HaChaya for Inyoni Kol Dover Shebekdusha. Hashem bench you and repay you b'chol milah demeta b'gashmis u'ruchnis.
Chaim, thank you very much for the shiur. I just wanted to remind everybody that tonight at 9:30 there will be a siyum on the Zoom at the same number, the same station. The siyum will be given by Harav Achosid Shmuel HaKohen Weisish. Shkoyach, Kol Tov. See you by the siyum. 9:30.